Welcome back. This is Billy with Coach Dooley's List, and today we are sitting here at Turner Lake Park, correct?
Yes, sir.
Out here in Covington. A nice little place. Got a nice turf fields and stuff in the background, but here with Coach Stephen Gunn from Newton County Flag Football. Coach, I appreciate you meeting with us today.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Appreciate you making the trip.
Oh, absolutely. It is a beautiful morning for it. We were
Yeah.
together last week at the tournament, and we almost melted.
And
And it is rough. Yeah, there's no sun out today, and it's beautiful. So, first off, just kind of start. We talked kind of off camera a little bit about your coaching journey and all the people we knew.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't realize. So, just tell me a little bit about your coaching journey and how you ended up at Newton County.
So, I started off in Baldwin County at Baldwin High School, and they kind of sucked me into coaching, and I went and coached. I was the assistant JV coach for a year at Baldwin High School, and then I went to Bibb County, Macon, and to a middle school in Bibb County, Weaver Middle School, and I was the head baseball coach and the assistant football coach at the middle school for 2 years, and then I actually went to Oconee County for a year. I was there at Oconee County High, and I did baseball as a JV head coach for baseball. Then I coached wrestling and basketball while I was there too, assisting on both of those. And then me and my wife went back to Macon, and we were there for about 10 years. I went to Rutland Middle School for the first 4, and I coached everything there from basketball, wrestling, track for a year. Found out I'm not a track coach. Did baseball, football, all the kind of stuff. And then I got the head baseball job at Rutland High School, and so I was there for my last 4. I was the head baseball coach for 5. I was at Rutland High for 4. I coached varsity football there at Friday Night Lights. Loved it. Helped out in everything else. And I got to start their flag football program the first year they had it. The Falcons gave a great sum of money to Bibb County for us to start a flag football program. We did it. And then I got lucky enough. Me and my wife decided to come back to her hometown in Covington. And we started, and I got the job at Newton. And they had a flag football opening, and I was like, "Hey, I want the job." And so I got it, and hopefully that's the last place I'll ever be.
I love it. And going through your journey that we didn't talk about, you went a lot of stops. When we get off camera, we're going to talk about some other people that we know.
Yeah.
First one that popped up was Amanda Maddox.
Coach Maddox.
Buddy of mine,
Maddox.
love her to death.
Yeah.
And so, in all your stops, and all the different coaching stuff, I love you've been involved in almost everything, which usually young, good coaches are.
Yeah,
they find out you want to do things and they put you to work. And now you've got 2 young daughters, so that slows down tremendously. But in all your stops, you formulate kind of what you want your programs to be known for. So when somebody steps on a field with Newton Flag Football, what do you want people to know about your program?
So I want us to be known for toughness. I want us to be known for defense. My offensive coordinator would probably say the opposite. But on my side, I want us to be known for defense. Last year, we were 18-7. We had 11 shutouts on defense.
Oh, wow.
We averaged giving up less than 7 points a game. So that's what I want us to be known for. I want you to step on the field, and I want you to have to struggle to score. I tell my OC, you score 14, we'll win the ball game. So that's what we're shooting for. We just played in the Shack tournament last week, and we averaged about, I think, giving up 11 points. It had defensive scoring also, so we gave up a little bit on the offensive side of the ball too. But I know on the first day we averaged giving up 6.7 on Wednesday. So we're right there at our average. So that's what I want us to be known for: defense. Just being out there and tough and stopping people.
Well, and again, it was hard for me figuring out the scoring because y'all were playing from the 30 and stuff. So it was really cool, and I figured that out by the end of the week. But I definitely know this: your team is tough as nails because it was hot. There's a lot more collisions than I expected, and so that was fun to watch your program go. So,
Thank you.
In all your years, again going back, and I know you said you don't know which story is going to come up, but what's one of your favorite coaching stories from over the years?
So the one that sticks out the most to me is the first time I took Rutland High School to the state playoffs. We had to go to Islands High School down in Savannah and play. Well, we split the first day. We won the first game, and they throw their kid at us that's going to Georgia College the next year. And he just shuts us down. It's 8-0 at the end of the game. We have to come back the next day and play the if game. So we play at 4 o'clock. They don't have lights. We have to play early. Play at 4 o'clock. And we are down in the 6th inning with 2 outs, and it's 14-7. We're down 7. We end up scoring 7 runs that inning with 2 outs. Tied up 14-14. Go into the seventh there. I got a lefty freshman on the mound, and he just comes in and shoves. 1, 2, 3, gets him out. We come in, they're out of pitching, and we end up walking the bases loaded, pass ball, we score, win the ball game 15-14. And we had been down 7 runs in the 6th. Craziest game ever, last 4 outs there. I've been a part of. Still get chill bumps thinking about it today. And so, yeah, that's my craziest story there. Is just, I don't know how you score 7 with 2 outs. And they pitched to a kid who had hit 2 home runs earlier that day. He hit a grand slam to tie the ball game up. Should have pitched to the kid behind him. But, yeah, great story, great day. I love when that memory pops up on my Facebook.
No, I love that. I thought you were actually going to tell me that the first thing you said was they didn't have lights. And I thought you were going to tell me the lights went down and you end up having to come back the next day or something later. Because I think we've all been in those situations too. And I love too in high school I had one girl one time that hit 3 home runs. And it was actually her only 3 hits in the game. And somebody said, well, why would you pitch her again? And they said, well, I didn't think she'd do it a third time.
So, bases loaded. The kid behind him was in a slump a little bit, hadn't hit well that series, and they threw to him again. 3-2 count, and they throw him a hanging curveball, and he just 400 feet over dead center.
I love it. And those are the fun ones, too. Then you sprinkle in the freshmen at the end.
And,
by game 3, you're out of everything.
Yeah,
and that was before the pitch count days.
Yeah, we were done. Yeah, we didn't have any arms left. I had a kid that just went down with a UCL injury. And so, we were struggling.
I love that. So, and again, all your years in coaching, you've kind of, come up with what you want your teams to be known for. If somebody came to you today and said, Coach Gunn, I want to be a head coach one day, what piece of advice would you give them?
So mine, and I've thought about this a lot here recently, and it's take care of yourself. We get pulled in a lot of different ways, a lot of different aspects and things they want us to take care of between, especially watching film and watching, trying to make sure our team is set up and buying uniforms and whatnot. But you got to take care of you at the end of the day, because whether that's mentally, physically, or emotionally, this guy's been on my mind a lot lately. But we had a guy last year, Coach Flag, and we lost him due to depression. So that was tough. And I actually had coached with him at Rutland for a little bit, and so that was difficult. But take care of yourself. Make sure you're doing what you need to do for you. Taking care of your have mental time. Take some downtime. Enjoy time with your family if that's there. Like you said, I got 2 little girls and a wife, and I just booked our vacation to go for spring break. I make sure we get our time in there together. That way, it's not a 24/7 grind, because if you let it be, it will be. But make sure that you're eating healthy, because a lot of nights it's 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock for you to get home, especially if you're coaching football. Flag is roughly the same way. It's 10 o'clock some nights before we get back to the school. Make sure you're eating what you need to eat. Make sure you're getting enough water, not just putting in junk food and stuff. Make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of yourself.
Well, I think that's the same stuff you tell your kids.
Yeah.
And this too, young coaches, and I remember when I was 25, I mean, you could live on 5 hours sleep. It was a lot easier than when you get a little bit older and it becomes a struggle. So, yeah, I definitely love that advice for young ones. So, and again, one of the big reasons for Coach Dooley's list is to connect coaches with vendors, and really, again, going back to, if I can do anything to make your life easier, if the website, if, these videos, that kind of stuff. So who is somebody or a vendor you love to work with, 1 or 2 or however many that you love to work with and you would shout out to others?
So here at Newton, we're a BSN school. We work with BSN basically solely for all our products. Sean Williamson is our guy, and he does a great job for me. He answers emails. He lets us know when he's going to be out on vacation. He's real quick to get back with me if I need something. And then I have a company called Sisterlie, and they do our T-shirts and stuff for us. They're out of Winder. But I can get her something, and she can usually get it put together and then get it screen printed on whatever I need her to get it printed on. And she does that fairly quickly for us. It's like a real quick turnaround. I can get her on Monday, and I can usually have it the next Monday. So she's really quick. For us like that. And then, of course, we use Chick-fil-A. We eat Chick-fil-A a lot before games. It's right there by our school, so it makes it real quick. And then Kroger, we go to Kroger. It's about 2 minutes from the school, and I get a lot of things from them too. So those are my 4.
Well, you can't go wrong with the Lord's chicken.
That's right.
That
Yes,
is for
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
And I'll definitely get, you said Sisterlie.
Sisterlie.
So out of Winder, they're not on the website. I will get their information from you and get them added. And, BSN, I know they're in a lot of schools.
Yeah.
And, the biggest thing is getting a good rep to take care of it.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Coach, listen, I appreciate you getting up, especially on your dead week, and taking the time.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoy that spring break and some more downtime this summer.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you so much.
Hey, yes, sir. Appreciate you.